Love created me like itself. Love holds no grievances. Love holds no grievances. Love created me like itself. Love created me like itself. Holiness created me holy. Kindness created me kind. Helpfulness created me helpful. Perfection created me perfect. Love created me like itself. Love holds no grievances. I would wake to myself by laying all grievances aside and awakening in Him. Love holds no grievances. Love created me like itself. Love holds no grievances. Love created me like itself. Love holds no grievances. Well, thank you all so much for joining me in studying A Course in Miracles. We're studying from the Foundation for Inner Peace version this year instead of the original edition, which we've done, I think, 3 years. But this year and last year, it's the Foundation for Inner Peace version. I'm Forgiveness Willie, teaching forgiveness from the Ozarks. And we're ready for lesson 84 for Tuesday, March the 25th of 2025. Love created me like itself. That's lesson 67. These are the ideas for today's review. 67 lesson was Love created me like itself. I am in the likeness of my Creator. I cannot suffer. I cannot experience loss, and I cannot die. Because I'm not a body. I am not a body. I would recognize my reality today. I will worship no idols. I'm not going to worship any idols. No bodies. I will worship no idols, nor raise my own self-concept to replace myself. I am in the likeness of my Creator. Love created me like itself. Love created me like itself. Rings of Genesis 1, that God created man in His own image. You might find these specific forms helpful in applying the idea. Let me not see an illusion of myself in this. So you're walking along in the woods and a big old snake is on your path, and you kind of step back in a little fright, and you can say to yourself, love created me like itself. Everything that happens in my world is love. But to that snake, you might think to yourself, let me not see an illusion of myself in this. He can only affect my body, and my body is my learning device, and nothing happens to me except what's in the divine power of God. Everything that happens is perfect because it's happening. You can see it through the eyes of yourself, your love, through God's eyes. Let me not see an illusion of myself in this. As I look on this, let me remember my Creator. I might be getting ready to see Him in person. Anyway, you could, in a new way that you're not used to, the snake bites and you end up crossing over. but you're still the same being. You don't change in death. You leave your body behind, but that's not you anyway. It's a self-concept you made it an idol. We don't want to do that anymore. My Creator did not create this as I see it. I'm not vulnerable. That snake, remember back there in Mark, he even says that we can pick up snakes and they won't harm us. Deadly things, poisons we can drink. Anyway, just some ideas from the Bible. Love holds no grievances. Lesson 68. Grievances are completely alien to love. Unforgivenesses, grievances, grudges, bitternesses, resentments are completely alien to love. Grievances attack love and keep its light obscure. If I hold grievances, I'm attacking love and therefore attacking myself. Yourself is love. You're a love being. You're not an attack being. Myself thus becomes alien to me. If I hold grievances, I'm attacking love and therefore attacking myself. Myself thus becomes alien to me. I am determined not to attack myself today so that I can remember who I am. We're taking the path of consciousness now by letting go of grievances. These specific forms for applying this idea would be helpful. The idea, love holds no grievances. If you have a specific problem come up, you can say, this is no justification for denying myself. That snake on the road, that's not any reason to justify going into fear and not being myself. And you can love the snake, and that snake could be just a symbol of other beings that you look similarly to. And you can say, oh, it's come to wake me up so I can be nice to those that seem to be ready to be venomously attacking me, attacking my invulnerability. Let go of those self-concepts. They're not you. Don't hold on to attack. I will not use this to attack love. I will not use this to attack love. Or let this not tempt me to attack myself. Let this not tempt me to attack myself. I'm not going to attack myself and think that I need to be protecting myself, which demonstrates that I'm vulnerable. Instead, I'm going to look at it and say, God, what's my next step? Oh, go this way instead of that way where the snake was? Okay, I can do that. But you're not doing it out of fear. You're doing it out of guidance. Okay? All right. Love holds no grievances, and love created me like itself. Okay, be sure to do your 1 15-minute practice period where you can have a book reading meditation practice period. You can read the lesson. He says, take 3 or 4 minutes. He thinks what he said. But then open it. If you find your mind wandering when you do close your eyes, the major part of that 15 minutes would be with your eyes closed, just allowing God to teach you, sitting at the feet of the Holy Spirit, of Christ, of God, and letting Him teach you, or her teach you. And then if you find your mind wandering off onto things you're getting ready to go do or whatever, open your eyes and have the book in your lap, I would suggest. And read a sentence or two until you got your mind focused on something to think about. Love created me like itself. Love holds no grievances. And maybe read a little bit more and then go look at it deeper, closer. Ask for the gift to be given to you that is there for us. All right, let's go take a look in chapter 10, the idols of sickness. And we're ready for Roman numeral 4, the end of sickness. All magic is an attempt at reconciling the irreconcilable. All magic, there's a definition of magic, is an attempt at reconciling the irreconcilable. All religion is the recognition that the irreconcilable cannot be reconciled. There's the purpose of religion. Religios, what is it? To reconnect is kind of the standard, I suppose that'd be the Latin term. I think it's Latin. To reconnect. He's saying here, all religion is the recognition that the irreconcilable cannot be reconciled. That's given religion a really lofty place in our minds, in our world, huh? Sickness and perfection are irreconcilable. If God created you perfect, you are perfect. If you believe you can be sick, you have placed other gods before him. Oh my. God is not at war with the God of sickness you made, but you are. God is not at war with the God of sickness you made, but you are. He is the symbol of deciding against God, and you are afraid of him because he cannot be reconciled with God's will. If you attack him, you will make him real to you. But if you refuse to worship him in whatever form he may appear to you, and wherever you think you see him, he will disappear into the nothingness out of which he was made. That's what we want to do, the nothingness by which he was made, the great nothingness. There's nothing great about it, except we believe that there's something about it, and we made it great, but it's just an image we've made that we can let go of. Paragraph 2, reality can dawn only on an unclouded mind. It is always there to be accepted, but its acceptance depends on your willingness to have it. To know reality must involve the willingness to judge unreality for what it is. To overlook nothingness is merely to judge it correctly. And because of your ability to evaluate it truly, to let it go. Knowledge cannot dawn on a mind full of illusions. The illusions have taken up all the space. Let go of what is not real. That's why our very first lesson is nothing I see means anything. Use that often when you're not sure what to think or what to do. Say, well, I don't know what anything means. I think better just hang out with God, let him show me. Have an open mind, unclouded. To overlook nothingness is merely to judge it correctly, and because of your ability to evaluate it truly, to let it go. Knowledge cannot dawn on a mind full of illusions, because truth and illusions are irreconcilable. Truth is whole. It's holy. It's whole, complete. Truth is whole and cannot be known by part of a mind. 3. The sonship cannot be perceived as partly sick, because to perceive it that way is not to perceive it at all. If the sonship is one, it is one in all respects. Oneness cannot be divided. If you perceive other gods, your mind is split, and you will not be able to limit the split, because it is the sign that you have removed part of your mind from God's will. This means it is out of control. To be out of control is to be out of reason, and then the mind does become unreasonable. By defining the mind wrongly, you perceive it as functioning wrongly. Paragraph 4. That last sentence again. By defining the mind wrongly, you perceive it as functioning wrongly. You think you can use it for attack, but you're only attacking yourself. Paragraph 4. God's laws will keep your mind at peace because peace is his will, and his laws are established to uphold it. His are the laws of freedom, but yours are the laws of bondage. Since freedom and bondage are irreconcilable, their laws cannot be understood together. The laws of God work only for your good, and there are no other laws beside his. Everything else is merely lawless and therefore chaotic. Yet God himself has protected everything he created by his laws. Everything that is not under them does not exist. Laws of chaos, in quotes, laws of chaos, is a meaningless term. Creation is perfectly lawful, and the chaotic is without meaning because it is without God. You have, in quotes, given your peace to the gods you made, but they are not there to take it from you, and you cannot give it to them. 5. But you can in your imagination, huh? You are not free to give up freedom, but only to deny it. You are not free to give up freedom, but only to deny it. You cannot do what God did not intend, because what He did not intend does not happen. I love that. You cannot do what God did not intend, because what He did not intend does not happen. No matter how much you believe it's happening, it's a dream you're going to wake up from. Isn't that a beautiful thing to know? You cannot do what God did not intend, because what He did not intend does not happen. Your gods do not bring chaos. You are endowing them with chaos and accepting it of them. All this has never been. Nothing but the laws of God has ever been, and nothing but His will ever be. You were created through His laws and by His will, and the manner of your creation established you a creator. What you have made is so unworthy of you that you could hardly want it if you were willing to see it as it is. You will see nothing at all. Catch that. What you have made is so unworthy of you that you could hardly want it if you were willing to see it as it is. And so if you're willing to see it as it is, you will see nothing at all. And your vision will automatically look beyond it to what is in you and all around you. Reality cannot break through the destruction you interpose, but it will envelop you completely when you let them go. Let go of those ideas that are binding you to a world of illusions. Paragraph 7. The miracle is the act of a Son of God who has laid aside all false gods and calls on His brothers to do likewise. Isn't that nice to know? The miracle is the act of a Son of God who has laid aside all false gods and calls on His brothers to do likewise. You want a good definition? Take that one into the silence. Make sure that you understand it. The miracle is the act of a Son of God who has laid aside all false gods and calls on His brothers to do likewise. Oh, you think you're sick? I see health in you. I see perfection in you. I see holiness in you. I see God in you. I see God in me. Let's stay united in that, even as you go through what seems to be the valley of the shadow of death. That's Psalm 23, one of my favorite Psalms. It is an act of faith because it is the recognition that his brother can do it. It is a call to the Holy Spirit in his mind, a call that is strengthened by joining. Because the miracle worker has heard God's voice, he strengthens it in a sick brother by weakening his belief in sickness, which he does not share. The power of one mind can shine into another because all the lamps of God were lit by the same spark. It is everywhere, and it is eternal. You know, we have enough time. Let's read that paragraph 7 again, and then we only have one more paragraph. We'll finish this section. So listen up here. The miracle is the act of a Son of God who has laid aside all false gods, all those false images, thinking your body is your reality, and calls on his brothers to do likewise. It is an act of faith because it is the recognition that his brother can do it. It is a call to the Holy Spirit in his mind, a call that is strengthened by joining. Because the miracle worker has heard God's voice, he strengthens it in a sick brother by weakening his belief in sickness, which he does not share. The power of one mind can shine into another because all the lamps of God were lit by the same spark. It is everywhere and it is eternal. And the last paragraph 8. In many only the spark remains, for the great rays are obscured. Yet God has kept the spark alive so that the rays can never be completely forgotten. And that word rays and great rays are all capitalized because that's talking about the love light of eternal love light of God. In many only the spark remains, for the great rays are obscured. Yet God has kept the spark alive so that the rays can never be completely forgotten. If you but see the little spark, you will learn of the great light, for the rays are there unseen. Perceiving the spark will heal, but knowing the light will create. Yet in the returning, the little light must be acknowledged first, for the separation was a descent from magnitude to littleness. But the spark is still as pure as the great light, because it is the remaining call of creation. Put all your faith in it, and God Himself will answer you. Put your faith in the light, regardless of how bright or dim it is. The little spark and the great rays. Okay, what's going on around the world? Let's keep in our mind today. Love created me like itself. Tell yourself that over and over today. In the morning, tell yourself that. And in the afternoon, tell yourself, love holds no grievances. All right? Okay, and so tell yourself that repeatedly, every hour, many times if possible. Okay, let's see what's going on. Ramadan Day. Ramadan continues, and Lent for your Islamic people and your Christian folks. The Annunciation of the Blessed Virgin Mary, the Catholic holiday commemorating the Mother Mary. And for the Greek Orthodox, it's the same thing, but it's called the Annunciation of the Theotokos. Theotokos. That's the Greek word, I think, which means Mother of God. Remembrance of the victims of slavery and the transatlantic slave trade. I've got one here I want to save for last. Bed in for Peace Day. We'll talk about it in a minute. International Day of the Unborn Child. Just remembering that life is eternal and that life is even before you're born and will continue after you leave this body. What is this? Greek independence, which is basically a celebration of the Greek and the American democracy. It's actually the Greek War of Independence that commenced in 1821, or maybe it was ended in 1821. Amazing Day. Amazing is basically celebrates you and everyone's amazing unconditional love self. Amazing Day. I like that. Old New Year's Day. That's for the Orthodox New Year's. Begins today. I guess on the same day that they celebrate Theotokos. Token Reading Day. The Lord of the Rings author. World Retrospect Day, looking for areas for improvement. You want to look back and see what you can do better. And then Bed In for Peace. John Lennon and Yoko Ono had a 2-week filmed stay in bed for world peace. They were just looking for any way they could. During that time, I think that was when that term "make love not war" came out. But they did make this song. All we are saying is give peace a chance. This is just my own little renditioning of it. All we are saying is give peace a chance. All we are saying is give peace a chance. Love created me like itself. Love holds no grievances. All we are saying is give peace a chance. All we are saying is give peace a chance. That's why I wanted to hang out that one last. I just think, that's a great little reminder. Let's give peace a chance for everybody. And I don't know that I did that exactly the way John Lennon had the rhythm. It's my own make of it. Hopefully I was close enough that it didn't dishonor him. I appreciate his words to the world, actually. Let's give peace a chance. Make love, not war. I mean, bet in for peace. I want to give my farm away for peace. I want to give my farm away with little clumps of dirt with a plant growing in it, and just give them away. If the person want to give me a donation, I'd appreciate it, but not a requirement. But I just want to give my farm away for world peace and plants. And our word for peace today is from the Latvian people on the Daugava River of Latvia and Belarus, and it's Miers. So Miers be with you, peace be with you. Okay, well, let's close with our song. Thank you again for joining me. Love created me like itself. Love created me like itself. Love holds no grievances. Love holds no grievances. Love created me like itself. Holiness created me holy. Kindness created me kind. Helpfulness created me helpful. Perfection created me perfect. Love created me like itself. Love holds no grievances. Love holds no grievances. I would wake to myself by laying all grievances aside and awakening in Him. Love holds no grievances. Love created me like itself. Love created me like itself. Love holds no grievances. Love holds no grievances. Love created me like itself. Love holds no grievances. Love created me like itself, and love holds no grievances. Miers.